What is a little tournament fisherman's trick to effectively fish those holes in lily pads and holes in grass? This tournament guy's deal here. Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning. September 14, reading from a Catch a Better Life book. On the Catch a Better Life channel on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to that channel, subscribe to it. We have 3 YouTube channels. Please make sure you're subscribed to all 3 of them. We have 30,000 people, around about 30,000 people, give or take, on the Catch a Better Life channel. About 125,000 people or so on Jimmy and Chris Houston's Twin Eagle Ranch channel. That's where we have all of our deer on there. And about 15,000 roughly on Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing. That we spun that channel off, so it doesn't have that many people on it. But it's growing every single day. So if you care about fishing, make sure you're on that Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing channel. If you're a first Facebook type person, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, all capital letters. And we have these printed, these Catch of a Day Daily Devotionals printed, as well as the audio and video on here also. So, it's had a scripture for every day, a fishing tip, and a devotional built around fishing. So you will catch a better life. That's the name of it. Catch a better life. You will have a better life if you're involved in this channel. September 14, we're looking at 2 Timothy 3:3. By the way, you want a copy of this book, you can get it at jimmyhouston.com. Be happy to personalize it, autograph it. They make wonderful gifts. 2 Timothy 3:3. I love this wind and breeze out here this morning. Fantastic. 2 Timothy 3:3. Unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, and despisers of good. Wow. You know anybody like that? Let's see what I wrote about that. What in the world could I have written about that? Today's verse surely doesn't sound like Paul was talking about a fisherman. Well, I hope not. How about a group of 15 or 20 fishermen? How about if you had 15 or 20 fishermen? Could he be talking about some of those characteristics? Could we find one or more of those traits in some of them? You put all of these sins in one person, we might be talking about the devil himself. Paul warned us, you and me, that in the end times, which we very likely may be in, this is what men will become. Do we know people like this? Do we see people in this world that are unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without any type of self-control? Brutal, despisers of good, evil type people. The surrounding verses to this one add more characteristics. Speaking of people who are, listen to this, lovers of money. They're boastful, bragging about themselves, lovers of themselves. They're haughty, unholy. They're traitors. Traitors to mankind and lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. They love pleasure more than they love God. How many of these characteristics will we find in our small group of 15 or 20 fishermen? More importantly, how many of these things are you and I guilty of at times? How many of these things right here are we guilty of? When all of these things right here manifest in mankind at large, the end is close. It's close to Jesus coming back. And Jesus is coming back. You know, guys and girls, we can't change the world. We can't change the world. But we can watch closely and guard ourselves against any and all of these evil characteristics getting inside of us. Guard ourselves. Guard the way we think. Guard the way we talk. Guard the way we act. Make sure that none of these evil characteristics get inside of you and me. Here's our tip for today. Power pole down. Yeah, that's the tournament trick right there. Power pole down to fish isolated holes in patches of lily pads. You're fishing patches of lily pads or grass. You got some isolated holes you want to fish. When you see those, slip up to them kind of carefully. Power pole down. Fish that hole thoroughly. Might want to run across it with a worm on the top, or maybe a frog. And you might want to pitch down inside that hole. Power pole down. Fish it thoroughly. Good likelihood that hole was caused by a bass hitting a bluegill or something. And that big bass is right around there close. Just waiting to get on the end of your rod and reel. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. And remember, I sure do love you.